M. Rusciano.
The conspiracy theories are off their tits. And you know I love conspiracy theory. I mean, fact.
And Michael Lucas.
My body did less great things, but it still did the job.
This is Emsolation.
So the algorithms really know me. I feel so seen. I got an Apple News alert about the syphilis outbreak. They really get me.
You're in Emsolation.
Well, hello there. Welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rusciano, and I will be your spiritual guide. Why do I struggle with that word? Spiritual guide. Spiritual guide over the next, say it lots of times now. Say it. Go on, you say it. Do it. Say it out loud right now. I'm waiting. Did you do it? Spiritual. It's a lot. I'm your host. And who am I? I'm a stand-up comedian, believe it or not. I'm a writer, I'm a singer, I'm a maximalist power queen, I'm a mother to 3, wife to 1. And shortly I'm going to be joined by my best friend since I was 11, beloved Australian screenwriter, Mr. Michael Lucas, 10-time ACTA Award nominee for his show, The Newsreader. Michael Lucas, guys, 10, can you believe it? I'll get to the, I'm skipping ahead. Sorry, if you're new here, I know we have a lot of new people. We'll talk about you too. And together we bring you this podcast every Thursday, this wonderful podcast that was born out of a lockdown. And here we are 18 months later going strong, a Spotify exclusive. And who'd have thought? Who'd have thought we would get so much success from just talking shit? What do we talk about? We talk about politics, pop culture, princesses, penises, presidents, premiers. There's a lot of that, all of those in this week's episode. I did mention a lot of you are new here. Well, thousands, in fact. Last week, I realised I balk a bit at talking about the podcast on my main Facebook page, which has 250,000 followers more. 276,000 people follow my main Facebook page. And I don't mention the podcast out there much. Predominantly, I talk about the podcast within the Facebook Emsolation group page. Hello to everybody there. What a wonderful community you are. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there because there are two types of people in this world, podcast people and non-podcast people. There's no in between. You don't just dip in and out. You either love them or you just have no idea what they are and they bore you to tears. And I'm sure a lot of you, you know, when I say to you, please recommend us to other people, and you'll say to a friend who doesn't listen to podcasts, oh my God, I listened to a great podcast. You should give it a try. And they look at you like you've said, I want you to invest in my pyramid scheme. I've bought a Thermomix. Please listen to why it's going to make your life better in 10 easy steps. You know what I mean? It's like when Tupperware or Avon or the lingerie parties, essential oils. It's up there with that. If you don't get it, you don't get it. And it feels exhausting and overwhelming. And I was starting to understand that a bit better because I assume because I'm so into podcasting, everyone else is, because oftentimes my head is up my ass. So I thought I'll just demystify it a bit. And I did a little Facebook post just explaining who we are and talked about you guys and the wonderful community, and it's free, and Spotify really believed in us, and it's so great and independent and all that stuff. And it worked. As a result, we got thousands and thousands of new listeners, new followers on our Spotify profile. And by the way, that is how we get successful. That's how we move up the charts. And that's how Spotify know we're good, by the amount of followers we have. So it's downloads and followers. So make sure you are following us in that Spotify app. You'll see a little button, follow. It does nothing, like it won't change your life, but it does change mine. So welcome to everybody. If you're new here, you're going to enjoy it. Today is it's more politically heavy than usual, just because obviously we had the wrapping up of the 11-day OICAC hearings with Gladys. Gladys finally took the stand, and we were blessed with the term that will forever be burnt into our souls, love circle. That's why this episode is called Love Circle. Gladys talked about who was in her love circle and who was not. We also discussed the fact that the French president, Emmanuel Macron, has called ScoMo a liar, pants on fire, hanging on the kitchen wire, and that is really getting pretty bad. Like, even now at time of recording, a French diplomat has spoken at the National Press Club basically saying it was conniving, backstabbing behaviour. So I think this is going to keep going. This is turning into a real dick swinging competition. They're just slapping each other in the face, and it's kind of boring, kind of entertaining. It's entertaining because I'm obsessed with Emmanuel Macron. I love him. I love him. And we also discuss this amazing nomination situation. Michael Lucas made a show called The Newsreader. A lot of you watched it. All of you watched it, from what I can gather. And it's just been given a lazy 10 nominations at the Australian Oscars/Emmys. It's huge. And he sent me a message asking if he could wear his wedding suit to that award ceremony. And look, I'll let you wait to hear what my response to that was, because there is an in-depth conversation around how offensive that notion is to me. And it just reflects badly on all of us. You, the Emsolators, the production team, anyone associated with him if he turns up in his wedding suit. Can you believe it? Of course you can.
You better glitter the fuck out of it and make it something special.
But anyway, I've gotten too long without asking you, how are you? How are you? Are you good? Are you well? Well, not that I don't ever, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted. I'm hitting burnout. I'm hitting that. And it always happens in November. It always happens around now where I realise I just don't have much left in the tank for 2021. And the reason I realised was because I was at my father-in-law's 80th, the great Grazza, Scott's dad. We love Grazza. Grazza is probably my favourite family member from Scott's side. He's blunt, he's brutal, he's hilarious. You understand why we get along. He's always loved and accepted my brutal hilarity. And we're at his 80th, and his sister Ginny said to me, "Oh, it's great. We'll be seeing you at your place for Christmas in a few weeks. We'll all be able to be there, 30 of us." And I looked at her and my brain glitched. I said, "What? What did you say?" She said, "Yeah, it's your turn for Christmas." I'm like, fuck. I did the calculations. Like, she's fucking right. Fuck.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh, my God! Santa here? I know him.
It's my turn for Christmas, guys. It's never good when it falls on you, is it? Shit, it's great when you turn up to other people's houses. It's great, isn't it? Can't bring anything. No one ever asks you to. But you always offer. No, just bring yourself. Great. So glad. No one ever calls my bluff on that, not yet. And it's my turn. And I saw Marcella, I saw the light drain from her eyes because she knew what was happening in my head. Essentially, think of when Dorothy throws water on the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz.
You cursed rat! Look what you've done! I'm melting!
My brain was melting into itself, just collapsing into a congealed mess. I was like, smart, cool. And my sister-in-law, the lovely Lucy, saw the panic and took me aside into the spare bedroom and said, "Emmy, you don't have to, it's been I'll do it. I'm like, I looked at her like, if you've ever been to war and it's your turn to go do the patrol and another dude says, "I'll do it, you rest." This is how I felt. So my wonderful sister-in-law, Lucy, I'm going to go down there and assist her and pay, and she's just going to do the hard work. So I'm the worst person. But then I realised I don't have the energy for Christmas. I don't have the energy to think about the presents and buying the presents and wrapping the presents and the tree. I don't even know if the Rossiano Barrow Christmas windows will get up this year, because I don't know about you, but I am spent. I know we've just sat at home essentially, but I'm tired, you guys, and I want to give you permission to be tired. And if Christmas is half-assed this year, if you just use a tiny portion of one cheek, I give you permission. It's okay. And I think you should sit everyone down and lower their expectations. I'm sure as shit going to do that. I'm going to sit everyone down and be like, guys, Christmas is going to be, a quarter of my cheek. It will not be a full moon Christmas. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm tired. Shit. Anyway, that's what happened for me over the weekend. The realisation that the Christmas spirit is dead in me. But, it's Elio's first Christmas where he'll be fully across presents and, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. There's a little flicker in my tummy. Christmas might be back on. I just realised Elio's going to be nearly 3, and remember how magical it is. We'll be able to do the lights and sing songs. All right, watch this space. Could be back on. Do you see? I'm such a flip-flopper. Look at me. Flippity-flopping hypocrite. And I reserve the right to be a hypocrite. I reserve the right to change my mind and be irrational. It's all right. You all know that. Oh, well, if you're new here, you got a real insight to how my brain works there. That's all from me now. I hope you're all good. We're hanging strong into November. Things have lifted. You've all been out and about. There were so many people at Half Moon Bay in Melbourne the other day. My kids went down there and took photos, and I feel like I could have caught COVID just looking at those photos. It really gave me a lot of anxiety. But then fucking the door slamming loud gives me anxiety. So really, no surprise there. I'm going to throw to the music now. I've bored you enough, or whatever it is that I do. If you are new here, welcome. You are so loved already. You're in a safe space. Go and join the Emsolation Facebook group. That's next level safe space. The conversations that go on in there, it's therapy. It's group therapy, really. And I'm so glad there's a space like that. I always wanted to make that kind of thing. I've been doing a lot of training. I'm back doing hardcore training with Joel Creasy's better half, Jack Stratton-Smith. I'm trying to convince him to do group Huffy Puffy so some of you guys can come along. Don't say guys. It's exclusionary. You pals. I'm really trying to be better with my language and not exclude anyone. There's enough of that going on, isn't there? All right, that's enough from me. Play the music. I feel like there's other things. Like I really value our time together right now before I bring Michael in and it gets all like proper and structured. And I'm like, oh, I've got to tell the guys. And do you see? I've got to tell the pals, my pals, that and that. And I forget it. I've got to start writing down stuff like, oh, the Emsolators would love that. And I forget. What have I been watching? Can't remember. Source, guys. Oh, Succession, obviously. All right, now I'm rambling. Play the music.
M. Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
I welcome in 10-time nominated 10 ACRA. 10, how would I say that?
Well, I'm not personally nominated.
Yes,
for
you are.
10
Shut
awards.
up. I welcome in 10-time ACRA Award nominee. Yes, got there.
Anyway,
Oh,
we
did I say
almost got
ACRA?
there.
10. Okay, here we go. Lucky this isn't live, but I'm going to make Zeke leave this all in. We welcome in 10-time ACTA Award nominee, Michael Lucas.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What an incredible introduction. So humbling to be here.
Oh my God, mate. Could we have, as we were out having day drinks for your birthday on Saturday and we were speculating, could perhaps there be one or two, and would both you and Adrian, your husband, get nominated? And we hoped and dreamed, and then Sunday morning I get a bleary-eyed text from you. I mean, talk us through the motions. Talk us through Sunday morning finding out. Come on.
Well, the weird thing was I did know that they were going to announce the nominations on Sunday, but I just assumed, I don't know, midday. I didn't know when to hope for. So I just woke up and turned on my phone pretty early at like 8 a.m. And then all of a sudden my phone was going because they'd already been announced at the crack of dawn. And so I was getting texts from everyone. So it was really great to not have any kind of suspense over it or anything like that.
Oh, do you turn your phone off when you sleep?
Yeah. But I don't have children. I think that's probably the...
No, but I leave it on for you too and my parents. What if Joe, your mum, needed you? Would she just call me?
Look, that's a really good... I don't have a good answer for that. I'm suddenly realising makes me seem like a terrible, callous person.
No,
I have it on
I'm in
airplane mode, airport mode.
That doesn't hurt. That doesn't help. No, I mean, my baseline is assuming something terrible is going to happen. So it's very on brand for me to leave my phone on loud next to my ear. But no. I think most people would probably do that. But I don't, because I just don't want to miss anything. And as a result, you did miss 10 nominations for the newsreader. Oh, my God. So,
and then the better news was that I assumed it was going to be an online ceremony because everyone has it, but no, not online. Televised live event, red carpet at the Opera House.
Oh my God, that is so much for my tiny little ADHD riddled brain to comprehend. Opera House, first live ceremony in, 25 years. Yeah. There's a red carpet involved. You and your husband are both nominated. Now, you got to tell everyone what Adrian was nominated for.
Yeah, he made a short film called Dwarf Planet, and the ACTA Awards give out awards for the best short. And it can be the best short film or the best short web series, and there's only 5 nominees, and he is one of them, which is amazing. And he was really pessimistic because my phone blew up, and I went, let's check the nominations. Let's check. I mean, you might have been nominated, and he's like, I know I'm not nominated. And then he got up, got out of bed, and I was like desperately like looking on the phone, and he was. He totally was, and I screamed it out in the house going, it was amazing. It's never going to happen again.
Such a relatable moment in a relationship, isn't it? I love it. I love how pretentious it is. You both deserve it. It's so incredible. It's so exciting. So you text me like nonchalantly, oh, I've got an award ceremony to go to. Is it okay to wear my wedding suit? And I was
legitimate, sincere question. I did not. You couldn't even comprehend that I was talking about the actors. It so didn't compute to you. What did you think?
I didn't know. Yeah, and I was like, well, I just was like, oh, no. Well, first of all, I asked if it would fit you because
how rude.
It has been a pandemic, and you were at your as we all do, most felt for your day of days, and I supervised the purchasing of that suit. And so I'm like, nah. In my mind, I was like, look, if he says it'll fit him, fine. But then I thought, I'm just going to check it's not the actors. Like, he wouldn't be referring to basically his second wedding, where, like, all the people he's worked with, Anna Torv, everyone's going to be there. All the big names, all the big wigs. He wouldn't be recycling a suit they all saw him on his wedding day. Is this for the actors? And you're like, yep. I'm like, oh. I dropped my phone. I literally dropped my phone and I just was like, why is he denying me my Olympics? Why is he denying me my purpose in our friendship? Why?
I felt the air pressure around me change. It was honestly, and I'm not kidding, it clouded over and started raining almost at that exact moment.
Well, that was a direct reflection of my soul. When my best friend, who's been nominated for 10 ACTA awards for the show that he has sweated over and managed to film during a pandemic and lockdowns and has been wanting and hoping and dreaming for years and years, when he says to me, I'm going to recycle a suit, it's like, Jesus Christ, have I taught him nothing? I've taught him nothing. So, no, you and I will be doing, like, oh my God, we're going to be doing hair. We're going to be discussing like tinted moisturisers.
Well,
we're going
I'm
to be
getting
talking
my
about
first haircut actually in a couple of hours, and it'll probably be my last one before the actors. So you better tell me.
No. We need to build to the haircut. We need to build to the look.
I'm not giving up my appointment. I haven't had it yet. Look at my hair.
Okay, just get it trimmed. Don't go stupid. Don't go sometimes it looks great now. I would keep the length through the top and just shorten the sides.
Okay.
But I just feel like in an homage to the newsreader, we need the mullet back.
Okay. Wow. All right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I just feel like that's the vibe. Like the way you looked as the DJ in that scene where you were the DJ.
That's a hell of a commitment. I have to say now the excitement and intensity levels about the actual award ceremony itself is sitting at about a 7, but the excitement and intensity about the prospect of choosing the suit with you is easily tipping up to a 10.
Oh, I can't wait. And we're not going to go boring. We're going to go hard. Like, I'm thinking printed, like a printed suit that you'll never wear again. You'll get no wear out of. This is what I'm going for.
Oh, God.
Think every time RuPaul enters the workroom vibes.
Oh, my God.
Hello.
Hi.
It's going to be a crushing disappointment for everyone we know. Anyway.
You're definitely going to win. So what are the actors for those who aren't within the tiny inner circle?
They used to, when we were growing up, they were called the AFI, the Australian Film Institute Awards.
Oh.
But now they're called the Australian Academy of Cinema Television Arts. I think that's what they're called. Yeah,
so basically everyone who makes anything that goes on a screen is up.
Pretty much. There's a lot of categories. So there's all sorts of things like Best Reality Show and Best and all those, all those teams will be there. There are popular awards that you can vote on at news.com as well. So it's kind of like, that's a bit of a new thing. And I think they're trying to sweep in because the Logies are out for the count. So the actors are going, let's claim some territory.
So let's talk about this popular vote because we have a very strong community. They will always rally behind us and you are calling upon the Emsolation army and we do not do that lightly. It's like when the Wicked Witch calls for the monkeys to fly.
Now fly! Fly!
She doesn't send the monkeys out for tiny little things. She sends them out for important things. This is for good.
So I suppose if you watch Wicked, we've had a reappraisal of the Wicked Witch.
It's true. So what do we need? What do you need to call upon the Emsolation community to do?
Well, there's like most popular sort of personality on TV, and obviously all the people, like Anna Torv and Sam Reid, everyone are in that. But then also, you can pick your favourite drama. So, yeah.
That's easy. Okay, we'll put 19 swipe up links on everyone's social medias. We'll get everyone involved. We are going to, who's your competition though? What's the other dramas you're up against?
5 Bedrooms is one of this is like for all shows that were on television as well. But, what's the other dramas? It's really tough. I'm against Wentworth, the final season.
Ooh. Hang on, you were a part of writing that. And you were a part of writing 5 Bedrooms. Are you up against yourself in
No,
several
5 Bedrooms
categories?
is not nominated in. Do you mean what's Newsreader up against in the sort of?
Oh yeah, for the
acted-
actual awards. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's Wentworth final season. It's Jack Irish final season. It's Total Control. Deborah Malman, which is it's pretty great.
Pretty good.
It's pretty awesome. It's Wakefield, the ABC.
Ooh, that was great. That was good.
And it's this is getting problematic now because hang on, and then how many have I got? Wentworth, Total Control, Jack
and
Irish,
Newsreader, that's
Wakefield,
5.
and us. Yeah, okay, that's it.
Wow, that is very strong. But your
That's
show's the
tough.
best. No, you'll be right.
Not that you're in any way biased.
How dare you? How dare you point out exactly what I am? All right, well, that's very exciting. And people will be able to follow along with our styling journey. I'm going to start putting together a Pinterest board.
It's a journey
In fact,
now.
I will make it a public Pinterest board. So Emsolators, look out for that. And you can all contribute to Michael's looks. I think this should be a community dressing event.
Excited beyond compare.
Yeah, I'm on it. Maybe we'll try and get you sponsored by someone. I don't know.
God.
I'll ask Joel Creasy where he gets his suits because he always looks really good.
I think he's sort of nominated because he was in Mardi Gras, which has a nomination.
Yeah, Mars Singer was nominated. I'm sort of nominated. So, whatever.
Whatevs.
We'll see. All right. Now, there's been a lot going on. Obviously, the last time we spoke to you all was we were on the cusp, the precipice of Gladys Berejiklian's appearance at the ICAC inquiries. And look, I have to say, it didn't disappoint in terms of content, but it wasn't the big bombshelly occasion I think I was expecting.
I think that we are perhaps a bit too used to watching courtroom drama because I was looking for...
And Succession.
Oh,
We're going
yeah.
to go total fucking beast mode. I wanted that.
If no one started playing Nirvana's Rape Me to interrupt proceedings, that's a real niche Succession joke for everyone.
I get it.
But also, that has led us to believe that at a certain point in cross-examination, someone will break. There will be the you can't handle the truth moment.
It's true. And we didn't get
gather that ICAC doesn't quite operate that way. And Gladys, although there were moments where she was terse and she was on the edge, she still maintained the Gladys sort of relatively composed, straightforward seeming answers the whole time. She never broke.
No, she was. Although, we'll get to. She was kind of slapped down a couple of times
She
by
was.
my new favourite person.
Oh, she wasn't she
Well,
heaven?
she's amazing. She's amazing. I can't. The ICAC commissioner, is it Ruth? Ruth.
I hope so. It's the perfect name for her.
Ruth McCall, the ICAC commissioner, Ruth McCall, was telling Gladys.
Berejiklian, could I ask you to just answer Mr. Robertson's questions and not make speeches?
Oh, she takes no shit.
I was like, oh my God, hello, Ruth, you're my new power woman. Oh, I love you. So basically, for those of you who are not up to it, you should be. After 11 days of testimony, then ICAC are now deciding if Gladys Berejiklian breached public trust by not disclosing her relationship with former MP Darryl Maguire after she approved millions of dollars worth of grants for his electorate. And basically, this boils down to, did Gladys give her boyfriend special treatment? Did Darryl get a leg up because he got a leg over?
Should she have
won't
declared that she was in a
Yes.
relationship with Darryl, and then furthermore, did she know that he was dodgy? There's a few questions at play here.
She insisted during the inquiries that she gave Darryl no special treatment. None. But as we all know, when your mum works in the school canteen, you get an extra Freddo Frog in your brown paper bag if she is on lunch order duty. So I find it hard to believe her entire boyfriend didn't get like a little bit of a, straighter line than other people might have. But she insisted, no, this didn't happen. So people were feeling very uncomfortable about the intimate details of their relationship being...
Oh, it
being
was
laid-
excruciating. It was absolutely excruciating. However, she was saying that the relationship didn't rise to the level of something that she should disclose. So the proceedings then had to determine whether it did. So all those details, did he have a key to her place? Did she call him her family? All those sort of things were unfortunately relevant. Like it might have felt like it was this incredibly, and it was incredibly invasive, but it had to answer the question.
Yeah, well, she made it. Like, she put that front and centre. She introduced us to my new favourite term, circle of love. Love circle.
Love circle. Weirdly, I think it's quite a useful way to think about your life. Who is in your love circle?
The love circle. I mistakenly wrote in your birthday card, you're in my love circle, but you're more than that. You're family. But Gladys called Darryl family in a text message, which goes against the rules of the love circle. So where are we here? I'm going to need a definite unpacking of the exact meaning of the love circle and who qualifies. And are there outer rims of the love circle? Because I got a few people who are hanging on by their fingertips on the edges of my love circle.
If she gets off because she goes out on a limb and defines a whole new way of of thinking about a particular
it's a love
human
circle
relationship, then that's a hell of a gamble that will have paid off. I'm not sure that it will. But
I want to know who on her legal team or which person came up with that phrase, because it was premeditated. It was well thought out. Who did it? Who's like, okay, we need a way to describe him. Like, we need a way to like say, yes, you were like seeing each other naked, but you like he didn't know your pin. And someone in that meeting's gone, love circle. Who? Who is the genius? Was it
I
her
don't
sister?
know.
I'm going to say it was her sister.
Whoever it is, I feel like they grew up listening to the B-52s a lot or something like that. It's just... And I really think now all of New South Wales should be compelled on the next census to put down their love circle.
100%. 100%. You have to declare your love circle now upon anything, upon doing anything. Who's in your love circle? And like, can you tell people, look, you're on the cusp of my love circle. If you just do this, this, and this, you could actually get a spot in the Senate. So,
I hope they change the official ICAC regulations. Like, if you have dealings with someone, they have to. Is it a family, a friend, a relationship, or in your love circle? Just put it there. Just add it.
You know what the podcast is called today, obviously, guys.
Yeah.
So enters the ICAC Commissioner Ruth McColl enters the arena. And I was unaware of Ruth until Gladys was doing the politician thing where she was giving very long-winded answers and trying to talk in circles. And Ruth looked at her and said, can you focus on the questions and not making speeches? And I was like, oh, hello. Hello, madam. Who might you be? And so I started paying special attention to Ruth. And Gladys said at one point she felt that she'd satisfied the requirements of a certain question. And Ruth said, we'll determine when you've satisfied those requirements. Thank you.
I read Ruth as basically she's kind of like the alternate reality version of what happens when Quentin Bryce just gives no shits anymore and just thinks, I'm saying what I think and I'm going to think what I say. Like, doesn't want to smile and have the nice pearls on and just wants to cut to the fucking chase. That's when you get Ruth.
I stan Ruth. I want more of her involved in any time a politician has to deliver anything. I want Ruth like Judge Judy. I want Ruth to get a Judge Judy show. Judge Ruth.
That would
I'm
be
down
amazing.
for this. Oh my God. She was very judge.
You're not going to get the sassy catchphrases, but tell you what, you're going to get to the core of the matter.
Yeah. But all of this aside, I mean, the fun stuff was obviously the Dom Perrottet where basically Daryl was bitching about trying to get $170 million for a hospital upgrade in his area. And Gladys was like...
I just spoke to Dom and I said, just put the 140 in the budget. He goes, no worries. He just does what I ask him to.
And she was referring to then Treasurer, who's now the Premier, Dom Perrottet.
I know.
And I think what most shocked people from these proceedings was a little glimpse at behind the scenes Gladys Berejiklian.
How the sausage is made.
And the sausage is made by a woman who gives zero fucks about the toes she steps on. And they're usually old straight white guys who cower in her presence. This is what I got. But don't you think it also revealed this shit show behind the scenes as to how they kind of make money? How they decide who gets money? Her government, it just seems a bit of a, they have a 5-minute chat somewhere, maybe out front of the Dunnies. I just need some cash for this area. Yeah, okay, fine. Like, it's not quite the...
Well, yeah, the only thing is she was arguing, so her defence for that was, well, as if I could have really got it in 5 minutes. I couldn't have, because that's what she was saying in the recorded tape.
I've now got you the 170 million in 5 minutes. You can at least get a few $100,000 from Brad. Just keep texting him.
But then she was saying, no, as if I could have done that. So and I know everyone says that Daryl was talking a big game, but is she arguing that she talks a big game too? Was she going, yeah, I'll get that for you, and then just not sending the text and going, yeah, I got it, don't worry about it, it's all done. Like, I'm just confused as to who. It feels like there's a lot of dick swinging going on, but I don't know. I've lost all sense of what the reality is of what anyone can get.
Whose dick is swinging where and what are they hitting and who's swinging it and who's holding it? The other thing that kept kind of, and I think I read a great article that the main issue here that's been overshadowed by all the love circling is the pork barreling. And again, pork barreling is a term I never thought I would know or understand, and now I have an intimate knowledge of it. And those basically pork barreling is when public money is spent in certain areas to butter up the constituents' so that political party looks good toward the next election. So it's public funds going to places that benefit politicians. And the argument there is, what if these funds are going to places that just don't need it, but they need votes, but that specific area doesn't necessarily need those services, and there are other areas that do need services. But Gladys just said that's just democracy.
I know. I love it that we've now hit the point that what was previously perceived as a heinous, unspeakable thing to be doing is now just that's the defence. No, it's just a bit of pork barrelling.
Yeah,
that's
guys,
just how
pork
that's,
barreling.
you know, so you just curry favour before an election. That's just what you do. Like,
That's what I do, mate. Oh, just give me love circle pork barreling.
You know
It's
the tide is rising around you when you start to fall upon that.
It's such a visceral term, pork barreling. It does sound like a sex move.
What I do is a final Napoleonic flourish, which is a circle of bay leaves all around the piled up pork.
It sounds to me like someone is sort of saying, I want to be sort of basted in fat like a bit of pork. That's what I think of. I think of a very fat white man being covered in animal fat for some sort of roasting procedure.
So that they get really sticky and sort of thick with glaze.
Wow.
It is. You're right. It's visceral.
It's a shocking term to be used near a love circle. You know? It's not good. Are we pork barreling the love circle? Are we pork barreling in the love circle? There's a love circle, the foreplay to the pork barreling. It's not good. It's not anyway you slice it.
But it was such a weird moment. I mean, it was the equivalent of, like, I don't know, suddenly being found guilty of extreme fraud and treachery and then saying, oh, yeah, but I was just committing a couple of murders. So, what are you like?
It's just what we do to get shit done, guys. Guys, everyone knows, everyone accepts this. It's just what we do. Can we just move on? All right. It's just, I'm going to ask anyone. Ask any politician. We should do it. Whatever. And all of us are like, what? Hang on a minute. Are you, what? So you're saying you're using our money to curry political favour? Oh, okay, cool. So basically, it's ended in her, I still am amazed at her composure. I just want to get on with my life. I thank you for your support.
I know. But having said that, though, that I just want to get on with my life, that there was a note of, I don't think she's that optimistic about what's happening here. I mean, like, she did start she began, you know, she still had a bit of the Princess Diana checking the flowers vibe when she came in on day one, just thanking everyone. And by the end, I just want to move on with my life.
Yeah, can we just end this? Can we just go? Can we just end this, please? Yeah, I think, I don't know, but what she's done is she's just remained steadfast on her side of the story, never wavered, never cracked, never looked stressed that no one believed her. She got like a little bit annoyed, a bit pissy, but I still think she's like, well, I said what I said. It's the truth as I see it. I'm off. See you guys. Bye. See you later. And that's it. Like, I don't feel like, I don't know. And she's still hugely popular.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think if she ran for election, she'd get elected. I really do. So we'll see. We'll see. December 20 is when the initial recommendations
Oh, really?
come out.
Yeah. Right before Christmas.
Well, isn't it? What did you say? That's a pump and dump when they put something out when no one's. What did you call it?
Taking out the trash.
Garbage water. Oh,
Oh, taking out.
Pump and dump.
That's a breastfeeding term.
That's
when you have a drink of wine.
I was saying something more pornographic.
Were you
than
in the
even
pork barreling?
First we barrel the pork, then we pump it and dump it.
So, no, but the actual findings and the results will be a second half of next year. But we'll get the gist by December 20. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna have to go rinse off after the pork barreling talk. We're going to come back and talk about nuclear-powered submarines, because that's what we do on this podcast.
M. Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
All right. Now, Jesus, ScoMo's had a shit show of a week, hasn't he? Like, and that's even saying something.
This is, ScoMo's at Glasgow at the climate conference, which we knew was going to be a shit show for him, because he was all tepid promises and no action. That's what he was going with. So the signs were not good. But I think even by the most pessimistic standards, we didn't see coming what's happened.
I've got broad shoulders. I can deal with that.
Yeah, I just want to point out Australia are one of 4 countries not to sign a pledge to cut methane emissions by 30% by 2030 from 2020 levels. Just one of 4.
And the methane cuts were one of the big breakthroughs that's happened. Oh, my God.
We didn't sign it at the Environment Summit. Anyway, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, is really pissy with ScoMo. And you would have all seen the headlines, right? And you probably haven't delved deep into it because it's fucking boring. But I'm going to give you I'm just going to bring you up to speed in the only way I know how. Really trivialise everything. So in 2016, we signed a deal with France that would see them provide us with about 12 submarines worth a lazy $90 billion. So that was a $90 billion contract going to France from us. And then ScoMo revealed not so long ago that we were scrapping that deal. Instead, we're going to get 8 subs from the US and the UK, known as the AUKUS deal. AUKUS.
Yeah, it's an awkward name, isn't it?
It's really hard to say. So basically, in June at the G7 summit, Joe Biden and Boris Johnson and ScoMo did some little backroom meetings and agreed to the submarine deal. So ScoMo was just getting his ducks in a row before he was going to go tell Macron that the deal was off. But the problem is ScoMo then met with Macron after the secret dealings at the G7 summit, and they had a little meeting, and he raised some concerns about how their submarines were diesel-powered and didn't really think they met Australia's needs anymore. And Macron was like, oh, mate, we'll fix it. Don't worry about it. It'll be cool. ScoMo came out of that and gave a little presser and was like, look, we've got a few problems with the subs, but Emmanuel has said that they will get onto it, and we'll see if we can find a little resolution. All the while had already orchestrated the AUKUS deal with the other two bozos. So this is what Macron is pissy about. He's like, we were told hours before you guys made it public that we were no longer making these submarines. And it just shows a real lack of respect for us. You were being dodgy and you gave us no time to be able to recover or have any form of recourse. So, what the fuck, ScoMo, you're a liar. And that's what you all would have seen.
You think he lied to you?
I don't think. I know.
And he looked quite handsome and he was in a very good suit when he was saying it. It was just an absolute win. And then... And then he was ushered away. But and that is a really full-on thing for a leader of a country who's one of our biggest allies to call the Prime Minister a liar is huge. It's really, really huge.
Yeah. Now, in my extensive reading this morning, it was so boring. And I have ADHD, so fucking trying to concentrate on nuclear-powered subs was like, ugh. But from what I can gather, ScoMo did nothing wrong. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
But hang on, what do you mean he did nothing wrong?
Well, no, legally.
No, of course. But
technically, he didn't do any favours for French-Australia relations. He wasn't very political. Well, he wasn't in a sense that he made sure...
He didn't do anything illegal or anything like that. He could have manned up and told them the truth before it happened so that they didn't find out minutes before a big press conference.
But when I looked into it, it's just the subs, it's a better deal. The subs are nuclear-powered, not diesel-powered, and they're better, there's less. And it also strengthens relations with the US and the UK, which are more important allies than France to Australia. So I get it why he did it, but he did it in a really dodgy, yuck, kind of weak way.
And Joe Biden called it a clumsy way.
A clumsy way. Yeah, I love that even Joe's piling on the shit pile on ScoMo. ScoMo would be like, mate, fucking help me out. We've got the AUKUS. What's going on with the AUKUS? And it was shit. And the fact that, then ScoMo leaked text messages.
Firstly, ScoMo tried to say, this is one thing that got me.
Yeah.
He said...
I'm not going to cop sledging of Australia. I'm not going to cop that on behalf of other Australians.
To which all of Australia pretty much exclaimed all at once. He was quite specifically not. In fact, Emmanuel Macron made a real point of saying nothing against the Australian people. He was sledging you, mate. It was just you. It was personal.
Didn't he call it a slur? Didn't he use the word slur at some point?
Oh, God, probably. So that was awful. But then ScoMo is very, very prone to doubling down and making things worse. Yes, then he takes the extraordinary step of leaking a private text message from Emmanuel Macron to him. That was just days before everything was announced. But
it was 2 days before the event, before it was announced, and Macron basically said, I can't believe I have all this knowledge in my head. I hope it goes immediately after this podcast. He said to him, I can't meet at the time we agreed at. I'm paraphrasing. I can't meet at the time we agreed at, but how are we looking with the sub deal? Can I expect good or bad news, basically? And ScoMo released this with hoping that we would all be like, Macron knew there was a chance it was going to fall through. But in fact, we've all gone, hang on, 2 days out and he still doesn't know
He's
it's
got
off.
no idea. And also, ScoMo freely admitted, and ScoMo was like, and then we tried to ring him. Unfortunately, we couldn't set up a time. What?
I think if someone had have actually said to Emmanuel, they were going to cancel the nuke deal, he probably would have found some time. Probably would have sent a little WhatsApp, submarine deals off. Oh, I'll just pick up the phone.
If you are going to take that shot, if you are going to leak to the world a private text message from
the French president,
you cannot miss. That's just got to be an absolute bullseye shot that will completely and conclusively change it. But he's done that, and I would say it's made his position worse. He just looks dodgier. He just looks dodgier and weaker.
But the fact of the matter is, the general public don't give a shit, and he will get re-elected by May next year.
You hurt me. You hurt me.
I just want to, everyone listening, we don't have a contender. ScoMo, the Labor Party have only had 3 occasions where opposition Labor leaders have beaten the sitting Liberal Prime Minister. And that is Gough Whitlam, Bob Hawke and Kevin Rudd. And all those 3 men were arguably very charismatic, were very strong on their issues, were directional leaders, made noise. You know, they're three Labor leaders who will go down in history as like doing shit, right? That's the only time since World War II that's happened. 3 times since World War II. So Albanese, this was a home run for him this week. I want to see Albanese on the project, on Q&A, on the drum, anywhere, pointing out ScoMo's fucked up again. But he's campaigning on a platform of just being nice and not fucking up. And it seems to be his vibe is no controversy, no matter what. And I don't think you can beat ScoMo being the political opponent equivalent of a warm face cloth. Like, I like Albo. He's a nice guy, but we don't need a nice guy. We need a Gough Whitlam, a Bob Hawke or a Kevin Rudd. Or a Julia Gillard.
Or a Plibersek,
Or a Penny Wong.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? And she's been having some sensational times.
I'm ready for this.
Estimates. I know. I know.
Plibersek will not contest Albanese because they have the same electorate. It would be too messy. It would be gross. And also remember, it is virtually impossible to remove him because of the new laws in place, because of all the shit that went down with Gillard and Rudd. And you have to be allowed to serve a full term as opposition leader to prove what you can do. So he cannot be removed by anyone within Labor. It can't happen. They're not allowed to unless it was something really bad. So I just don't see how we can beat ScoMo in the election. And by the way, the election, it's up to him to call it, right?
ScoMo, yes. He's running out of time, though.
Yeah, it's got until May.
Yeah, that's pretty soon.
My point exactly. Why aren't we campaigning? There should be active campaigning happening from the Federal Labor Party. It should be loud. It should be this guy's fucked up the bushfires, the pandemic, the vaccination rollout, the international relations, the climate. There is 5 things just off the top of my head, and I'm barely in touch with what's going on, not even. I just read a few articles this morning. And I can see platforms to take him down on. Why aren't I being harassed by phone calls and mail-outs and rallies? And why? What's going on?
Well, I guess maybe there's a feeling as though he's digging his own grave, or maybe they are putting that stuff out and the press just aren't picking up on it. I mean, sometimes it can be difficult to make noise on that front. But, I mean, you're right. There are some people there are some leaders that naturally sort of cut through and you can't take your eyes off them. And they know how to work these moments to their advantage. And, yeah, look, I think we can all agree that we're not getting blasts of energy from Albanese that just make you feel like he is the man of the future.
No. And again, lovely guy, but I think he's kind of campaigning on that too much and and he doesn't want to be seen, because he replaced Bill Shorten, who was known for being catty and aggressive and going after people. And so I think Albo feels like he has to be the antidote to Shorten. And I feel like there's a middle ground between those two that's not being hit. And again, what do I know? Really? What do I know? And what I do know is ScoMo has proven time and time again that he is inept. And honestly, the leadership fell in his hands. He didn't want it, really, did he?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he did.
Did he?
Well, he took it with glee. He's clinging on. I don't know.
I love that Turnbull, by the way, Turnbull's come out today and said, he is a liar. He's known to be a liar. He lied to me all the time. That is gold.
I love it when I love how
Malcolm.
bitchy all of our former prime ministers are, except for Julia Gillard, who really rises above the fray at all times.
Oh, it's brilliant. No, it's Turnbull. I'm expecting Rudd to be like, yeah, liar, liar, pants on fire, nose is longer than a telephone wire. I'm expecting that at any time. It's a beautiful thing, the bitchiness of our former prime ministers, except Julia Gillard.
Beautifully is. It's like that era of Destiny's Child when they had those band members that wouldn't work out. Do you remember that?
Yes,
Talking about me on the internet and all.
Anyway, oh my God, there's been so much politics, so many political opinions. But yeah, look, it was a hell of a week, and I don't feel we've seen the end of this submarine conversation. I think
no, because every single step that he makes to try and squash it just inflames it. It's wild.
But again, just take with you the fact that we have left the Environment Summit being one of 4 countries not to sign a pledge.
Oh my God! And consider the history. Go back to, God, good old, the greatest generation in World War II that were off fighting a war, trying to save the Western world because they were so far away from it all, but it was seen as like the right thing to do for the world. And now here we are, sitting here with the most bountiful sunlight and wind and everything we need to be green, but no, coal, Gina Reinhardt.
Yeah. She's in ScoMo's love circle, isn't she? She'd be loving it. Imagine the text messages he would have got from Gina. Be amazing. All right. Well, that's a lot to digest. It's a lot to take in. Happy birthday as well. We didn't even touch on that for Tuesday. 43.
I know. Halfway to 86.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's full on, isn't it?
Don't think about
it. 40s are good. They're great.
They're great. Anyone worried about the 40s, don't be. It's so much better than your 30s and 20s.
I know. It's amazing. I'm pretty much the same age as Madonna when she made the music album, which I consider to be one of the peaks of her career.
Madonna.
I consider that to be the point. There was a downturn.
She's still got Confessions on a Dance Floor coming.
Yeah. But, you know my favourite songs are.
I know.
Yeah. Like a Prayer, pretty much. I'm so original. All right. I'll chat to you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Emsolation.
Okay, that's all from us. I'm going to try and be professional because there was a lot of me my brain is like an untethered kite at the moment. And when I record the podcast, because it's my favourite thing that I do and I want to do it the best of my ability and I want it to be amazing and entertaining at every second, I never want any of your minds to wander off like mine is right now. So I try and tether my brain kite to a rock. And Michael is the rock during the podcast, but in the intro and outro, my brain kite just flaps in the breeze, just flappity flap flap. And why was I telling you that? Oh, I just wanted this outro to be super professional. Well, a fucking ship sailed with a kite, didn't it? Thanks for listening. Don't forget, here we go. I'm going to engage radio mode. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Emsolation Podcast. The social media captain, Marcella, is back after finishing her 2nd year of an arts degree. A very expensive arts degree that she's essentially done online. Yay, COVID. Also, a newsletter gets sent out every Thursday full of lovely, delicious links. It's your guide. It's your cliff notes to the episode. You can sign up to that on our social media. I'll get to a little bit of link. Also, grab a T-shirt, be part of the crew. I know a lot of you see each other out and about, and I insist it's a rule. If you own an Emsolation T-shirt or hoodie and you see another person wearing it, you got... What's a word you can say? Okay. Go up to an Emsolate. If you see someone in a T-shirt, God, I hope they've listened to this episode. Maybe wait a few weeks. Go up and just say to them, John Peter Farnham. Okay? That's our code word. If you see someone with an Emsolation T-shirt on, go up to them and say, John Peter Farnham. Okay. That's great. So professional. Have a wonderful week, gang. I will catch you, as always, next Thursday. Oh, and I will be interviewing Lisa Wilkinson next week. Oh, yes. Oh, fuck. I better be switched on for that one, guys. I've got to be switched on for the Wilco interview. Like, she's a proper journo. I'm about to start reading her book. I know it's spicy. Okay, I'm going to really have to have my professional pants on. None of this kite business, none of this brain kite shit. I'll be like, and what about this, Lisa? Tell me about this, and what about the time this happened? Like, I'm going to have notes. I'm going to stick to the script. You're going to be like, oh my God, is that Yana Vent? That's what you're going to be like when you hear the interview. You're like, where's Em gone and who is this professional person? Okay, have a wonderful weekend, Sliders. I'll catch you next Thursday. Bye.
Emsolation with Em Rusciano is a Spotify exclusive podcast hosted by Em Rusciano with Michael Lucas. Executive produced by Benjamin Wasley. Produced by Em Rusciano. Edited by Ezekiel Fan at Entente Music. With videos by Liam O'Brien. Socials by Marcella Rusciano Barrow. With assistance from Jem Evans and Georgia Watts. Plus occasional technical wizardry, wine and coffee from Em's dad Vincy. Get more Emsolation by following the Emsolation podcast on Instagram, where you can also sign up for our weekly newsletter. You can join other Emsolators at the Emsolation group on Facebook. The answer is Harry Styles. If you love what we do, share this podcast with a friend and make sure you're following us on the Spotify app. Thanks for taking time out to listen to this week's episode, and we look forward to chatting with you again soon.